Today, let's talk about how t-shirts helped me quit my day job. What's up everyone, Mario with Nego Prince. If you follow me on TikTok, you would probably know that back in August or July of last year, I actually resigned from my 9-to-5 IT job to focus solely on t-shirts and my business. Now, let me tell you that that was not an easy decision to come to. It took me probably the better part of the entire year to finally decide, you know what? I'm leaving, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm just gonna risk it. YOLO! Oh man, does anybody still say YOLO? I don't think they do. That's kind of old. Yeah, maybe I should cut that out. I was tired of working at my regular 9-to-5, then going home, working on my business, barely having any time for family. It was super tiring. I was going to sleep at maybe like 2 in the morning every single day, working weekends as well. It was a lot. So I spoke to my boss. I explained to him what was going on. He's known for a while that I was going to leave already, and he was cool with it. He was very supportive, which if you're watching, which more than likely you're not, I do say thank you for being supportive and all that. It was awesome. You were a great person to work with. Not gonna lie to you, dude, you're a great boss, even though you were like 4 years younger than me. Does anybody find that weird or awkward whenever they go into a job and their boss is younger than them? Me personally, it never bothered me, but I told that to my wife and she was like, that's weird. How's it weird? You know, we're getting older, people are coming up. It's just life. So I spoke to him about it. He was cool. I stayed about an extra month or month and a half to help out, and I started my journey. The thought of quitting my job was always my main focus when starting my business. My business, ultimately, I wanted to take over my 9-to-5, and I wanted to focus solely on my business, whether it was t-shirts or whatever else I was doing. At the time, it was focused primarily on t-shirts. This was, I want to say, maybe about 3 years ago, at the start of the pandemic, so 2019, 2020. Now, I don't want all of you to think that I started my t-shirt business, I grinded on my t-shirt business, and now I'm doing t-shirts full time, because that is not at all the story, and it's gonna take quite a different turn. One that I will say I did not expect whatsoever, and I'm really happy that it did. I'm really happy that it happened. So in the span of about 2 years working my 9-to-5 as well as working on my t-shirt business, I started to grow my audience on TikTok. I accidentally fell into the creator space. People liked how I was explaining how I was doing things, even though that's not what I was going for at all. I was actually trying to sell my items. I was trying to sell anime items. And instead I used the wrong hashtags, which brought over the people that wanted to learn rather than the people that wanted to buy. And I just went along with it and just continued doing that. So little by little, I started growing followers on TikTok, and I decided I'm gonna try to grow this as big as I can, which to this day I'm still trying to grow, and let's see if anything can come out of it, you know? So I started doing that, and then I started grinding with my t-shirt business. People were asking for custom shirts. I was building somewhat of a clientele here in my area. I started getting repeat clients, some word of mouth. It was a good amount of business, but by no means is it enough to be able to overtake my 9-to-5. And then as the TikTok started to grow, I decided to start applying at some different companies to become an affiliate. Some of them being Heat Transfer Warehouse, HTVRont, and a few others. And sure enough, I was accepted to be an affiliate, and I started adding those links to the products that I was already recommending. So if you check now, a lot of the links in my bio, whether it be the links in my beacons or the links down in the description below, a lot of them, if not most of them, are going to be affiliate links. Now, affiliate links don't necessarily bring you in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, they can. It really depends on your audience and how big your audience is, how loyal your audience is, what platforms they're watching your videos on, and there's a huge science to it. So it's not as easy as just putting the links there and everyone's going to click it and you're going to gain money from literally every single person that clicks it. It's actually a lot harder than that. Let's say in my case, when people are using TikTok, people click on the links in my bio in TikTok, but then they end up making the purchases on, let's say, their computer. The clicks from the mobile don't really transfer over to the clicks on the computer. So there was not really a lot of money coming into it, but it was a few bucks. At that point is really when I started to learn and realize that I don't want to make a lot of money in one spot. I want to make a little bit of money in a bunch of different places. Let's say you have a really high paying job of $100,000 and God forbid something happens and you lose the job. Yeah, you can get a new job, but what happens if you don't, you know? At that point, it's when it starts to get harder. If you're in a specialized job making a lot of money and you get fired, it's gonna be harder for you to find the equivalent. So then that's when I started to think maybe I could bring in a bunch of different little income streams that can equate to my one big paycheck from my 9-to-5. Also, another point to having a bunch of different income streams is if you lose one, it's not as big of a hit as, you know, losing your main income stream like your 9-to-5 or something like that. If you lose one, then you still have a bunch of those other little ones that can cover your butt. So then I started to think, what else can I do to be able to bring in more? I already have custom t-shirts and products, which is how everything started. I have my Etsy shop that brings in a couple bucks here and there. And in that Etsy shop, I was selling the sublimated t-shirts, 100% polyester, cotton feel, that were getting extremely good reviews regarding the quality of the shirt itself. So I figured, you know what? I always see people asking for cotton feeling polyester shirts. maybe I can offer these. So I started posting about the shirts on my TikTok, which was based primarily on t-shirt printing and the business of it. And the majority of the viewers are people interested in learning how to grow their t-shirt businesses, or trying to find new products to try, or checking out reviews. So I started posting it on there, and sure enough, I started getting some traffic to my website, nicoprints.com. At the time, I hadn't disclosed who my supplier was. I was just purchasing them and reselling them. And sure enough, people loved the quality of these shirts. Everyone loved how nice they felt and how well they sublimated. So those shirts quickly became my bestseller on my website. Just to clarify, when I say it was my bestseller, I wasn't selling hundreds or thousands of them. I was selling a few tens every week or so. And if you know anything about reselling t-shirts, there is a profit to it, but it's not anything crazy. It's not like selling a printed shirt, which you can charge double or triple for. No, selling blank t-shirts was probably making a profit of maybe $2 or $3, if that, after shipping. So while yeah, I was getting a couple bucks in, it wasn't an insane amount either. But once again, going back to my main point of having a bunch of different little income streams. I did that for maybe a year and a half, and I started getting comfortable with the income I was making from all of those different revenue streams. Again, it still wasn't enough to overtake my 9-to-5, but I was getting closer. Everything was somewhat inconsistent, so sometimes I would make money with my t-shirt business, sometimes I would make money with my Etsy store, sometimes I would make money with my website. It was different at all times. Every week was different. Overall, it was somewhat of a consistent revenue stream, so I figured I'm gonna do this. I think it's time. If it's been going this way for this amount of time while working my 9-to-5, if I fully dedicate myself to it, I can definitely grow it to the point where I'll be making more on my business than I ever was in my regular day job. So once I left, I decided to fully commit to my business, and I had one more thing that I was working on that was the main point for quitting my job, and it was this. My YouTube videos. I love making YouTube videos, and I love making the tutorials. I love sharing my experiences. So I wanted to fully dedicate myself to doing that. At least bringing out 1 to 2 videos a week. And I started doing so consistently the first week after leaving my job. Up until that point, I always wanted to get my YouTube monetized. I wanted to see if there was a possibility of bringing YouTube in as one of my income streams. And let me tell you, working my 9-to-5, doing everything else, trying to make the videos and edit them, that took a long time. I wasn't able to post consistently. So by the time I quit my job, I kind of already had a plan on how I wanted to monetize my YouTube. It's something I had to work on, and it was a grind, but I'm getting there. So I wanted to focus also on my content creation. I wanted to pick up on my TikToks and pick up on my YouTube videos. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been more consistent with YouTube than I have been lately with TikTok, but I'm still doing a little bit of both, with the primary focus here on YouTube. Fast forward 6 months after I quit my job, it's a lot different than I expected it would be. Nothing has grown exponentially. Christmas was fairly good, but in reality, money's just not coming in the way it needs to be for the place that I live in. What I mean by that is that I live in a city, Miami, which is extremely expensive, and it's only getting more expensive. Now, the reason that I quit my job wasn't necessarily because I was making enough money to be able to overtake the income coming from that, but so I can be able to grow it to the point where it would. So in these 6 months, I essentially, I guess I want to say, I planted the seed for what I wanted to start happening, or what I wanted to start growing with certain parts of my business. And now I was just watering it and hoping it would grow fast enough. Now, unfortunately, even though it was growing, it just wasn't growing at the rate that I needed it to. So it came to the point where I thought, I gotta find a job. But you know, having all these different little income streams kind of gave me some leeway to be picky, and to just give me a little bit of time to be able to find what I really wanted to do. And that is where the fork in the road came, and I had to choose which way I was gonna go. For one, I could go the safe route and go back to IT, which I dreaded. I don't want to go back to IT. I don't like it. It's not my thing. Yeah, I could do it, but my heart's not in it. Or I could go the entrepreneurial, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but entrepreneurial route, and just keep going at my business and pray that it grows fast enough and I'll be good. But then I remembered forks don't only have 2 teeth, or whatever those little prongs are called. They have multiple. So I'm gonna keep going my entrepreneurial route. I'm gonna keep at it with my business and my content creation. I'm gonna bring in a new income source. I guess you can say a 9-to-5, but I'm gonna be picky with it. So that's when I started looking online for content creator jobs. I figured, I have a YouTube, I know what I'm doing. At least I feel that I'm fairly okay in front of a camera, and I like it. I enjoy it. I like making videos, it's fun. So I started applying for content creator jobs. As I said before, I was picky with this. I want something that I'm able to keep working from home. I want something that I can work on my own time, and I don't want a set schedule. While I understand having deadlines and having things that need to be done, I prefer working at my own pace. If I have to do something at 12 at night, I can do it at 12 at night without having to worry that I have to do it at 9 or 10 in the morning. If I need to take my son to whatever appointment, I can get up, I can leave, I can get that done, come back and get back to work. That's what I wanted. That's what I'm needing. So I did it. I ended up going to a bunch of different companies. I applied at a bunch of different places, and then I found the right one that actually fits what I'm currently doing. I'm gonna be one of their content creators on their YouTube channel. Pretty much doing the same thing that I'm doing here, giving explanations. So I was able to actually quit my regular 9-to-5 day job for something that more suits me. And I guess the point that I'm trying to get at with this video is that don't close yourself off to just one thing that you're focused on. There's a bunch of other things out there that you can be doing or paying attention to that could work for you that you just really wouldn't expect. Let your business dictate itself, guide it the way that you want it to. But if you see your business is going a certain way and it's got a fairly strong trajectory, go with it. Explore that avenue, see what you can find. You might be pleasantly surprised. Follow your dreams. Be smart about things. Obviously, don't just randomly quit your job because you think that this is going to work. Have somewhat of a plan, have somewhat of a backup plan. Just make sure you protect yourself and you make the right decisions so that way you don't get caught in a position that you don't want to be. Hopefully this video serves as some sort of inspiration for all of you to just keep going for what you want, or to just keep searching. And don't sell yourself short on certain things because it might cost you what will really end up making you happy. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if like half the things I said make sense in this video, but I just want this video to serve as inspiration to all of you to just keep going for what you want, keep going for your dream. If you want to make t-shirts your full-time income, make t-shirts your full-time income. But if you're not at that point just yet, don't close yourself off to all the different possibilities that there are. I've always been the type of person that just goes with the flow. I just go with whatever happens. I try to plan things out. I always do. But if something unexpected comes, I just roll with it. I just go with it and I see what happens. Hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully it made sense. If it did, please make sure to hit that like button and also make sure to subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. Huge thank you to everyone for watching. Keep following your dreams. You all got this. Catch you all in the next video. Peace.